Hi everyone! Today we're going to make our very own stamp. I made mine with a landscape. What are you going to make in yours? Is yours going to be a landscape? Maybe you wanted to have a stamp of a cartoon character or someone really important to you. Ooh, kitties are happy. I hope you're happy too. Let's jump right into it. So the first step is to cut out some of these half circles to make your classic stamp shape. Now, this was a pretty thin watercolor paper, so for this one I was able to even just fold my paper so that I could cut out these at the same time. This watercolor paper is a little thicker, so it's not going to work. If I did, I would end up with bends and it just wouldn't come out as neatly. But it's a pretty simple design, just half circles cut off on the edge. Now, it's up to you how dramatic you want to go with these. In real life, the half circles aren't that big, but if you want this to look more dramatic and more exciting, you can cut out bigger half circles. It's totally up to you. And I don't try to go too perfect and too exact like this. I think it's a fun design. You don't need to go crazy with it. The best you can do is perfectly fine. I'm so excited to see what your ideas are going to be for the inside. So last time I did a mountain landscape and I added words to mine like Forever Stamp and USA and how many cents it costs. So while you're cutting this out, you might think about, what do I want to do on my next step? Because there's a lot of options of what you can do. All right, looks like I'm almost done. I'm on my last side. And I almost have my stamp shape finished. There we go. All right, so our stamp shape is cut out. And now I'm going to use some Sharpies to make my start of my plan. I think I've decided this stamp is going to cost 35 cents. So I'm going to write 35 for how many cents it costs. And you can even make your handwriting a little fancy. Add some cool little lines to it to make it look special. You could add some text. A lot of them say the country the stamp is from. So I'm from the United States of America, so USA. If you want, you could even write something like Forever Stamp to label your stamp. All right. So now I have some basic words on my stamp. So now I can decide on my design. I think I really enjoyed my landscape from last time, so I think I'm going to add a landscape again. I'm going to add some triangles for mountains, and I'm going to make sure they're different sizes, and I'm going to make some in front and some in back. I'm going to add some little wiggles to make some snow-covered mountains. I'm going to add some little pine trees by doing like a little triangle, a little half V at the top, some wiggles at the side, and go down and down for the stem. I think I'm going to add a whole bunch of these pine trees. Make a nice little landscape. Oh, you know what? I think I want a little river. So I'm going to do a little windy river. And to make it look extra fancy, things closer to you look bigger. So I think I'm going to draw the river getting bigger as it gets closer to the front of the stamp. A little trick for you. It's how you create a sense of perspective, which explains how humans see. Oh, I think this thing's so cute. We got some trees. We have a river. I wonder what you're going to add on yours. And obviously, I could spend all day adding details to this. but I think I'm gonna paint it in now. When I'm using watercolors, I always try to use lots and lots and lots of water. And I always try to think about what order I want to paint this. I think I'm gonna start with my blue because my blue areas are gonna be pretty big. So I'm gonna start with my big blue river. Ooh, I went a little over the edge, but that's okay because I think that space is gonna be green. So that'll be easy to mix the blue and the green. And do the skinny part of the river here. Perfect. And now I'll use some blue for the sky. Ooh, or do I want to do a sunset? You know what? I'm going to do a sunset into blue. So I'll add some blue up here. At the top of the landscape. And again, I'm making sure lots and lots of water, especially with something like a landscape and a sunset, because you want everything mixing a little bit. Cool, and then I'm going to do the yellow part of the sun peeking out. I'm going to try to not let it touch the river so it doesn't all blend into each other there, though. I don't want our river blending into our sun, but I do want my landscape, or I do want my sunset, that is, to blend. So I let my orange blend into my yellow. Little red, blend it into the orange. Then add lots of water so it starts getting a little pinker. And then I'll get purple as it blends into the blue of the sky. Lovely. A pretty sunset. Now I think I'll add some dark green to the tops of the pine trees. Oh, perfect. And I'll add some light green to the front grass. Oh, I love all these colors. My watercolor set comes with a lot of different colors. Yours doesn't come with so many. Also make sure, take some time mixing some fun colors. You can be very creative. You can also just put colors next to each other, and with watercolors, they'll mix together just like I did with my sunset to make lots of beautiful new colors. And I think I'm going to go with the traditional Purple Mountains Majesty, like in the old song. So I think I'm going to make a little purple by mixing some red and blue to make some purple mountains. And the mountains can look a little more purple or blue in landscapes, again, because of perspective. When things are far away, they get kind of faded and bluish and sometimes a little purple. So we get this beautiful little landscape. I think just a little bit of the tree detail, and we're finished. How beautiful is this stamp? How great is this little landscape? I love stamps because they really can have everything. I wonder what the beautiful landscapes are where you live. What would you capture? Would you capture mountains and pine trees? Or does it look different where you live? Where I live, there's not as many pine trees, but you get some if you drive a little bit. In my neighborhood, there's lots of palm trees, so I could have done that instead. But I'm very happy with this for today. I hope you make amazing, amazing stamps, and I can't wait to have you visit again. Take care. Enjoy.